We heard about the Jonny O story through a local hockey player that is involved with Dawg Nation. His name's Rhett Brantley. And Rhett is a friend of Jonny O's family.
When this happened, I got a call from Rhett and said there's a guy that's out here in Colorado right now at the world-renowned Craig Hospital, which is for spinal cord injuries. And he told me Johnny's story. And Jonny was injured pretty severely in an accident, and he's now paralyzed. And in early December of 2020, we met him at the historic Red Rocks Park, and that's kind of how it all started. So after we'd done the check-in in Colorado, there was still going to be quite a bit of a need to help, and his teammates reached out. His teammates really led by Jared and Matt.
I met John on the ice rink. He basically grew up on a pair of skates, and what really stood out for me about John that was so special, he lights up the room, he lights up the locker room.
I met John through about 2 or 3 years ago through Jared and the Fighting Amish. I remember the first day I saw like a lot of cryptic stuff on Facebook, and I immediately texted Jared and I said, "What's going on?" I go, "Did something happen to John?" And he's like, "I don't know. I have to call you later and I will let you know as soon as I find something out."
I was bumming after the accident. We were trying to think what we could do to, basically help John. I just kind of woke up one day and said, "We're doing a hockey tournament for John."
I remember the actual day Jared called me to pitch his idea for this, and he goes, "I want to do a tournament." He goes, "Will you help me?" And immediately I was like, "Yes." I said, "Where do you want to do it?"
Afton Ice Rink. Made a phone call over here, and somebody named Sean answered the phone. I said, "Hey, Sean, my name's Jared. My buddy was paralyzed and hurt in an accident last year, and we were looking to do a fundraiser-style hockey tournament for him. Just basically show John that we're here for him as a team and as a family." Sean gave us an immediate yes answer. He says, I'll donate all the ice. The rink's yours for the weekend." I knew we had our work cut out for us, but at the same time, John is the type of guy that, in my opinion, if the shoe were on the other foot, he'd be doing the exact same thing for me. Next thing you know, we got the Dawg Nation Hockey Foundation involved here.
They jumped in because we didn't know what we were doing. We've never ran a tournament before. I mean, it's hard enough as it is just to, get 20 guys together for a pickup game, let alone put together a whole tournament.
We feel really honored and privileged that we have an organization that stands ready to help. And so that when something tragic does happen, we have the foundation and the power of a nonprofit to step in and say, would you let us help you? A lot of people, when they encounter tragedy, people are generous and people are good, and they'll pass the hat and they'll help and they'll, "Hey, what can I do?" And then you have another level of folks like Jared and Matt that go, "You know what? If this is going to get done, we're going to have to do it." And then Johnny's girlfriend Amber took the lead on the silent auction. And to me, that's love in action.
Taken by the bull by the horns is an understatement, as Jared jumped on the bull, and he reached out and he found tons of sponsors, tons of people that wanted to step up, and it just went from there.
To be out there with Jared and the Dawg Nation guys, to give him a check for $55,000, it really actually blew our expectations, because we really didn't expect to start with that. We were expecting maybe to give him a check for maybe $10,000 to $12,000 at the most.
We started the weekend off on Saturday morning with the party outside the auction. Amber had everything going on out there. We did the annual charity game on Saturday night. Charles came out and hung with John and the family for a little while in Sean's office until everything was ready to go. Everybody got on the ice, we lined up, and Charles came out and did his thing. Dropped the puck and really made that something special. Matt here actually kind of, he came up with the idea. He said, "What about a Jonny O branded beer? What if we maybe Center Ice will get involved?" His girlfriend is named Amber. I don't know if it was just a coincidence or he really liked amber beer, but it ended up being an amber ale. It was called Jonny O's Amber Ale. The highlight of the weekend was watching John make his return to the ice. I was a little bit nervous for him because, I knew that, there was a lot of people there, and a lot of people came to see that.
The guys from the St. Louis Sled Hockey Club here just did an amazing job of working with him on the ice. I could see that occurring, and it was really a special moment. When I watched that occurring, I was actually kind of nervous for Jonny because I saw all these people around him, and to do that in front of a family and friends and peers, and it took an incredible amount of courage and strength for Jonny, and I actually felt for him as he was getting put in that sled, and he thrived.
When he took the ice on the sled, I actually had to take a step back and go to the locker room because it was definitely a truly emotional time.
And you know, to see him come in and you know, he's right there with his other buddies.
As he came off the ice, our eyes met in the lobby, and he was back in his wheelchair, and his eyes I could see get watery, and my eyes were getting watery, and he waved me over and just gave me the biggest hug, and just 3 simple words. He just whispered in my ear, "I love you."
What we try to do is we try to just stay plugged into people's lives and make sure that they know they're not forgotten, you know, because all of this goes away. The tents come down, you know, everybody goes home. I think it's really important to let people know, you know, you're not forgotten. We're walking this journey with you as a family does, and that's what Dawg Nation is.
You always hear about these stories of somebody getting hurt and stuff, and there's always something going on, but you never know that it could be somebody close to you. And I hope that one day, you know, if something happens to me or, you know, somebody else close to me, that we would get the same support.
We tell people, hey, we know that tragedy is at everybody's doorstep. And if it hasn't come to your locker room yet, it's going to, because that's life.
I'm hoping that this is a stepping stone for everybody to kind of realize, like, hey, you know, life is short. Don't hold back, you know, give back to others when you can.
If you guys want to continue to keep helping John, besides just the friendly phone calls, text messages, and you know, whatever love you want to show him, you can go to dawgnationhockey.org and click donate to Jonny Orelt, and that'll keep things rolling for him.